If your body feels too tight for morning yoga, using blocks like these can help you. I'm Sharon from SharonRaynerYoga.com, founder of the Morning Reset Zoom membership. I'll put a link in the description below and in the first comment so you can access a free 30-minute morning replay from my membership. So today I'm going to show you 3 ways to use blocks for morning yoga. These are the 2 blocks that I have. Yours might look slightly different to these. They can have different dimensions. And what's really good about blocks is that they basically bring the ground closer to you. So if you're feeling tight, you're feeling a bit stiff and inflexible in the morning, that can be really helpful. You'll see that they have different heights, so you can put them around different ways depending on how much closer you want the ground to come to you. So the first way to use blocks in the mornings is underneath your hands in standing forward folds. So you can see already that the blocks are bringing the ground up closer to me. So I'll show you how I would teach a standing forward fold in my morning classes. So inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, soften the knees and dive with a flat back. So if I have my blocks in front of me, you can see that I can put my hands on top of them and I can release my head and neck. I can bend my knees, and this is much more comfortable than trying to reach my hands to the ground. And then I might come to a halfway lift or a flat back. So again, you can see that the blocks are bringing the ground closer to me, and it's much easier for me to get a nice neutral spine position here. So the blocks are really great for standing wide forward folds as well. So place the blocks in front of you. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale to open. And then exhale, slide the hands down the legs, and then you can place your hands on the blocks instead of trying to reach the ground. So I'm in a flat back version of a forward fold here. And then I might do a twisting version here. So I would place the block underneath my face and take the other arm up to a twist. So we're lengthening the spine before we're twisting, which is really important. And then come down, and then I'll use my other block underneath my face and twist up to the other side. So the second way that blocks are really handy first thing in the morning is in lunge variations. So place the blocks in front of you, step a foot forwards, coming to a low lunge. So if you're feeling quite tight in the morning, then this position, if you're trying to reach the ground, you might find that your back is rounding quite a lot. So the blocks, again, bring the ground up closer to you, and now you can see it's much easier for me to lift up my chest. And there's different variations. You might straighten the back leg. And also, this isn't a lunge, but it's a posture that we do quite frequently in this position, a half splits, where you draw the front toes up, draw the hips back, and again you can see that it's much easier for me to lift my chest in this position. And we might even rock backwards and forwards from here, rocking between a lunge and a half split. And again, there's different variations, rocking backwards and forwards. So just experiment here with the different height of the blocks and also the different positions as well. I might twist from here, so placing one hand on the block and reaching the other hand up. And again, it just enables me to lift up my chest and not be quite so rounded. The third way that blocks are useful first thing in the morning is in an easy seated or cross-legged seated position. So this is really great for hip mobility, but if you're finding that your knees are up here or your hips and your knees just feel really uncomfortable, then sitting on 1 or 2 blocks can be really useful. So I'm just going to slide across. And you can see that in this position, my hips are up higher and it's much easier for my knees to be in a more comfortable position. So from here, I might do a side bend, maybe a twist. There's different things you can do in this position. So raising your hips up like this, and again experimenting. You might have 2 blocks, 1 block, try different heights, maybe stacking the blocks as well could be an option. A seated forward fold is another common posture. In the mornings, you might be feeling so tight that it's really difficult to sit like this, and you'll find that you're really rounding, your pelvis is tilting the wrong way, and you're trying to kind of reach your toes from here. So it's much better to sit up higher. So sitting up, again, experiment with the height of the block. So you can see that in this position, it's much easier for me to keep a nice neutral spine. You can still bend the knees a little bit, that can help as well. And I might do a head to knee pose where I take the other block for my knee, So I'm sitting up high, which helps with my neutral spine position, and then I'm also supporting this side as well. And I might sit forwards from here. You can also do a wide-legged seated forward fold from here. So I'm sitting up on my block, and again it makes it much easier, so I can tip forwards from my hips and keep a much more neutral spine position. Finally, the blocks are useful underneath the seat in a malasana, a yogi squat. So there are other versions of a yoga squat if you don't want to come this low, but if you do and you just want that extra support first thing in the morning, then this is how you would do it. So inhale, sweep the arms up, palms come together, and then squatting down. And instead of finding it uncomfortable, you simply bring the seat down onto the blocks, and that enables you to lift the chest up higher. So this is much more comfortable for my hips, my knees, and my spine. Everything's in much better alignment with the blocks under my seat. So there we have it. We've got 3 ways to use blocks to make morning yoga much easier if you're feeling a bit tight. So underneath the hands in standing forward folds, underneath the hands in lunge variations, and underneath the seat whenever you're in any kind of seated posture. Leave a comment below to let me know what you think, which tip is more helpful for you. There's a link in the description and in the first comment if you'd like a replay from my morning reset Zoom membership. And of course, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications bell. I'm planning on more of these morning tips type videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon.